Good morning, children. Welcome back to the class. Today's topic is sexual reproduction. Firstly, what is mean by sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction is the mode of reproduction in which two parents are involved. Okay, one male parent and a female parent. Male parent gives male germ cell, and female parent gives female germ cell. In general, the male germ cell is the motile one, means it can move. Motile means it can move, and the female germ cell is non-motile, it doesn't move. Okay, now we know that during sexual reproduction, male germ cell and female germ cell fuses with each other to form a zygote. Male germ cell and female germ cell fuses and form a zygote. So for this fusion, these two germ cells have to come closer, and male germ cell is motile, that's why it moves. The male germ cell moves to the female germ cell, which is non-motile, and it stores food. So the male germ cell, which is motile, it reaches to non-motile female germ cell and then fuses with each other and form the zygote. Okay, the female germ cell, which is non-motile, it stores food for the nourishment of the zygote and for the cells. Okay, now today we will discuss about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In last class we have seen, or we have discussed, that in a plant there are two types of parts: vegetative parts and reproductive parts. Vegetative parts were stem, leaves and roots, and reproductive parts are the flowers. So only the flowers which are flowering, means which bears flower, undergoes sexual reproduction. See, this is a diagram of a flower. Here you already know that in flower there are four whorls, four round. Okay, the outer whorl is of sepals, and all the sepals, or the collectively the whole whorl of sepals, is known as calyx. Then the next whorl, or the next round, is of petals, which are generally colored. Sepals are green in color in general, and petals may have different colors, and the complete whorl of petals is known as corolla. Okay, then the next whorl is of stamen. Stamen is the male reproductive part of the plant. Male reproductive part means it bears male germ cell, and the innermost part is the carpel, which is the female reproductive part of the flower. The whorl of stamens is known as androecium, and the whorl of carpel, generally it is one, but sometimes it may be more than one. Then the whorl of carpel is known as gynoecium. Okay, now this stamen is composed of two parts. This knob-like structure is known as the anther, and the stick is filament. Similarly, this inner part, the female reproductive part, which is known as carpel, it is also having three parts. The diagram of this carpel is here. It is composed of three parts: this, and the last one. The lower part, which is swollen, is known as ovary. The tubular part, tube-like part, is known as style, and the upper part, which is generally sticky in nature, it is known as stigma. Okay, now children, depending on the presence of these reproductive parts, a flower may be unisexual or asexual. two types of flower may be there: unisexual or bisexual. Sorry, bisexual. Unisexual, see, uni means one. Okay, so the flower which is having only one sex or only one type of reproductive part, either the male reproductive part or the female reproductive part, will be known as unisexual flower, like papaya, watermelon, etc. These plants do not bear, or the flowers of these plants do not bear both the female and male reproductive parts in the same flower. Either the flower will have the male reproductive part or it will have the female reproductive part. Only one kind of reproductive part will be there. In bisexual flowers, both kind of reproductive parts are present in the same flower, that is known as bisexual flower. Bi means two, means both the reproductive part, the male and female reproductive part, are present in the same flower. Okay, examples are, various examples are there: mustard, hibiscus, that is China rose. Okay, now here also the male reproductive part, which is stamen, it is having two parts, anther and filament. Inside this anther, male germ cells are present in the pollens. Okay, this is an anther, filament. Inside this anther, various pollens are there. Inside these pollens, male germ cells are there. These are pollens. Okay, and in the female reproductive part, in the ovary, there is an ovule. Inside this ovule, this is the ovule. Inside this ovule, there are different kind of cells. This one is the egg cell. These two are known as polar nuclei. Polar nuclei. Okay, and these are known as synergids. Okay, so this is the egg cell or the female germ cell of the flower, female germ cell. Now, as we know that the male germ cell that is inside the pollen have to reach to the female germ cell, that is egg, for the fertilization, for the reproduction. Okay, so these pollens, they will transfer from, I am drawing a stamen here. There are various pollens, so these pollens have to transfer here at the surface of stigma of the carpel. Okay, so there are various means by which this pollen can be transferred from anther to stigma. Okay, these various means may be air or wind, water, insect, or any other animals. There may be different means by which the pollen can be transferred from male part to female reproductive part, and this process of transfer of pollen from male reproductive part, that is stamen, to the, or from this anther to the stigma, that is the female reproductive part, this process is known as pollination, means transfer of pollen. Again, I am repeating, transfer of pollen from anther of stamen to the stigma of carpel is known as pollination. Okay, and the agents which help in pollination, which means which help in transfer of pollen from anther to stigma, like air, water, insect, animals, these are known as pollinating agents. Pollinating agents. Now children, depending on the transfer of pollen to the stigma, the pollination may be of two types. It is of two types. One is self-pollination and another one is cross-pollination. Self-pollination is transfer of See, pollination means there will be transfer of pollen from anther to stigma, but the difference is self or cross. So in self pollination, the pollen will be transferred from the anther to the stigma of same flower. Okay, that will be self pollination. Here, same flower. Transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma of same flower is known as self-pollination, and transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma of another flower of the same plant or of the different plant of same species, that is known as cross pollination. So basic is transfer of anther to a different flower, that will be a cross pollination. Different flower, this different flower may be on the same plant or on the other plant of the same species. Okay, now how does the fertilization takes place in plants? Fertilization is fusion of, see, I am writing here, fertilization, fusion of male and female gamete, that is known as, female gamete means germ cells, that is known as fertilization, which finally results into the production of zygote. So what are the steps, what is the procedure of the fertilization? First step is pollination, means transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma. Now, like this is a pollen which has been landed on the surface of stigma. As the stigma surface is sticky, so the pollen sticks on its surface. Now what happens here, this pollen, this is the pollen and this is the outer covering of this pollen, which is hard in nature. Okay, this pollen will germinate, means will develop a tube inside the stigma, and this tube will grow along the style, the tubular part, and will reach to the ovule in the ovary. Like this, a tube will be formed. Now, inside this pollen, there are two male germ cells, which are known as two male nuclei. These male nuclei or male germ cell will move through this pollen tube and will reach to the ovule. Here in this ovule, one male nuclei, see, there are two male nuclei. So out of these two, one male nuclei will fuse with this egg. One male nuclei will fuse with this egg and will form zygote. This process is known as syngamy or fertilization. This zygote will further divide and will form embryo, which will give rise to the future plant. It will give rise to the future plant. Now, the another male nuclei will reach to these two polar nuclei. There are two polar nuclei and this one is the third male nuclei. The another male nuclei will go to these polar nuclei and all three cells will fuse with each other and will form endosperm. Okay, this process of fusion of three cells, two polar nuclei and one male gamete or male nuclei, is known as triple fusion. And as a result of this triple fusion we get endosperm. Okay, this endosperm stores the food for the nourishment of embryo. Okay, it gives the nourishment to the embryo. Done. Now this is triple fusion and this one is syngamy. So inside the ovule, two types of fusion are there. One is the fusion of egg cell with one male nuclei, that is known as syngamy or fertilization, and another fusion is the fusion of two polar nuclei with the second male nuclei. This is known as triple fusion. So inside the ovule, in the single ovule, there are two types of fusion. That's why this process or the combination of these two fusion is known as double fertilization. Triple fusion plus syngamy is known as double fertilization. Now This egg cell and male nuclei after fusion forms zygote. The zygote further divides to form a group of cells known as embryo. This embryo takes the nourishment from endosperm and gives rise to the future plant. Now see children, what happens to the other parts of the flower after fertilization. As and when the fertilization takes place, embryo starts to develop inside the ovule. Okay, so this ovule develops a hard covering around it to protect the developing embryo and converts into seed. This ovule converts into seed. It makes a hard covering around it, and this ovary, the swollen part, it ripens to give rise to fruit. Ovary gives fruit. Okay, and the other parts like the sepals. So children, all this process is happening here. Okay, so these sepals, petals and the stamens will shed off, and we will get only the this part. This ovary will convert into fruit, and inside the ovule will convert into seeds. As and when the seeds get the favorable conditions like the proper amount of water, sunlight, etc., it germinates and give rise to a new plant. Now we are left with a small topic, that is germination of seed. Germination of seed. See, you have seen a gram seed. It has a outgrowth here. Okay, if I open it, it will be like this. This like this. This one is the this outgrowth. Okay, these two are known as cotyledons, which stores food, okay, inside the seed. Okay, and they provide the food to the growing plant. This portion is known as plumule. Plumule, which gives rise to the shoot part or the stem part. That's why it is also known as future shoot. And this is known as radicle, which gives rise to root, or also known as future root. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let's have a small revision. Sexual reproduction, where two parents are involved. Male parent gives male germ cell, female parent gives female germ cell. Male germ cell is motile, means it can move. Female germ cell is non-motile, it can't move. It stores the food for the nourishment of the cell. Okay, after fusion they form zygote, which gives the new individual. Now it was the structure of a flower. Outer wall is of sepals, collectively it is known as calyx. Inner one is petals, collectively the wall is known as corolla. Then stamens and then carpel. Stamen are male reproductive part, okay, and stamen bears two parts. The knob-like structure is known as anther, inside which pollens are there, and the filament. And this one is the female reproductive part. It is comprising of three parts: stigma, style and the ovary. Okay, inside the ovary ovule is there. Okay, then unisexual and bisexual flowers. Unisexual flower, which is having only one kind of reproductive part, either the male reproductive part or the female reproductive part. Bisexual flower, which is having both kind of reproductive parts. Then the process of fertilization in a flower. How does the sexual reproduction of fertilization takes place in the flower? You know, stamen is the male reproductive part. Means in the anther, pollen grains are there, which are transferred to the stigma by means of air, water, insect or animals, which are known as pollinating agents. And this process of transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma is known as pollination. It may be of two types. self pollination or cross pollination. Self pollination means pollination within the same flower. Cross pollination, pollination between two different flowers of the same species. Okay, then after pollination, the pollen lands on the surface of stigma, where this pollen gives rise to a new tube-like structure which is known as pollen tube. This pollen tube reaches to the ovule, okay, and the two male nuclei which are inside the pollen are transferred to the ovule via this pollen tube. Inside the ovule, one male nuclei fuses with egg cell and form zygote. This process of formation of zygote by the fusion of male nuclei and egg cell is known as syngamy or fertilization, and this zygote further divides and gives rise to embryo, which gives rise to the future plant. And the another male nuclei fuses with two pollen nuclei, and the process is known as triple fusion, and it results in the formation of endosperm, which gives the nourishment to the embryo for division and for giving rise to a new plant. Okay, and the seed, how does seed germinate? When the seed gets the favorable conditions, the plumule gives rise to future shoot and the radicle gives rise to future root. Okay, thank you children.